Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for joining us today. We'll be getting started here in about 5 minutes. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us today. Since 1990, Europe Express has provided high quality custom travel to Europe, offering everything from budget friendly getaways to luxury experiences across popular destinations. With a knowledgeable team of our Europe specialists and operations offices, both here in the US and across the pond in Europe, we work exclusively with travel advisors to craft one of a kind itineraries tailored exactly to your client's unique tastes and interests. Our goal at Europe Express is simple: to help you impress your clients with seamless, personalized travel every single time. Today, we'll kick things off with a quick overview of Europe Express if you're not familiar with who we are and what we do. And we'll also showcase the three travel styles that we offer with a particular focus on our brand new luxury product line, Elevated Journeys. This has been in the works behind the scenes for well over a year now. So we're so excited to share this with you and bring it to life. And we'll also walk you through a couple of resources on our newly updated website so you have some places to go for more information. And don't worry, we'll leave plenty of time at the end to answer all of your burning questions about elevated journeys and more. My name is Kelsey Austin. I'm the partner marketing manager here at Europe Express, and I have the awesome privilege to put together and present a lot of the educational materials here at Europe Express. But lucky for you all, you don't have to listen to my voice the entire time. Today we have an amazing guest speaker with us. I'd love to welcome Shannon on the mic to say hello.
Thank you so much, Kelsey. I'm so honored to be here and excited to work with these travel advisors and share Elevated Journeys with them, our brand new travel style.
Thank you, Shannon. Now, Shannon has been at the ground level of Elevated Journeys since it was a pilot project well over a year ago. So she is the perfect expert to really showcase this product line to you all. So we'll bring Shannon back on in just a few minutes. Now, here at Europe Express, our expertise and our passion is all about helping travel advisors design custom European vacations that connect clients with the culture, the people, history, the incredible food throughout Europe. I travel with my tummy. I don't know about you all, but I love nothing more than a good foodie tour while I'm traveling in Europe. We work exclusively with travel advisors, and across all of our travel styles, we are your one-stop shop for FIT Travel to Europe, offering a full range of customizable services that build the perfect itinerary for your clients. From airfare and rail, immersive sightseeing, stunning hotels, we can help you craft experiences that impress your clients and keep them coming back. Now, if you're looking for more of a deep dive into all of these components, I recommend registering for our Introduction to Europe Express webinar. We host these typically about once a month at least, and that will be a great foundation for you if you are new to Europe Express and want a little bit more detailed information on all of these products and services that we offer. But let's take a quick moment to highlight what truly sets Europe Express apart in the market and why travel advisors choose to work with us again and again. And first and foremost, we are exclusive to travel advisors. We don't market to consumers, so you can feel confident knowing that you'll never be in competition with us. Everything we do is designed to support your business and help you succeed. We are Europe specialists as well. Europe is all we do. It's in the name, and we do it well, I'd like to think. With over 30 years of experience, our team has deep destination-specific knowledge and insight to help you craft trips that go far beyond the basics. We also have a dedicated private groups team. This is one of our travel styles. It's been around for many years, but doesn't always get the spotlight that I think our private groups team deserves. So whether you're working with a leisure group, an affinity group, a custom multi-generational family trip, our in-house group experts can help you manage all the details and deliver a seamless experience. And across all of our travel styles, we offer hand-selected products. We partner with trusted local suppliers. We personally vet our hotels, our tours, our transportation options. That means no generic packages that you're handing off to your clients, just quality, curated components designed to impress your clients. And last but certainly not least, regardless of travel style, we provide 24/7 in-destination support for your clients. This is the only scenario in which we would speak to or work with your clients directly, is if they're in Europe, they have a question, issue, maybe there's a train that got canceled or some wrench got thrown in their plans, they've got a phone number to call and get support in real time. So you and your clients can travel with absolute peace of mind. Now, Europe Express is part of the Travelopia family of brands, which represents a wide array of experiential travel brands all around the world. So we have that backing and support of our parent company, Travelopia, but each brand operates independently, and we get to focus on just being the best at what we do. Now, at Europe Express, we specialize in tailored experiences designed to meet every traveler's needs. And we know no two travelers are alike. From independent explorers to luxury clients and everywhere in between, we tailor make every single itinerary to make sure it speaks to the wants and needs of your client. And we offer 3 ways to explore Europe, each designed to meet the unique travel goals of you as a business owner and your client's expectations. Custom FIT is really our bread and butter. It's how we got started many years ago. It's perfect for those independent travelers who want flexibility and freedom, but still have that expert support in the background. As an advisor, you can build fully customized European vacations with our curated selection of products and services. And you can lean on our team of Europe specialists for as much or as little guidance as you need. We can take the reins and build the entire itinerary for you. If you already have some ideas or you know the destination well, you can, build the components yourself or some mix of the two. It's really up to you in terms of how, how much support you need from our team in building those itineraries. On the private group side, this is ideal for small or large parties traveling together. We've hosted private groups for a family reunion of about 20 people, all the way up to a couple hundred students on a trip and everywhere in between. So our dedicated team designs seamless itineraries specific to the needs of larger groups traveling together and navigating Europe. And last but certainly not least, our focus today is Elevated Journeys, our new luxury product line for discerning travelers seeking those bespoke concierge level services and exceptional experiences. So from 5-star properties to curated itineraries, Elevated Journeys redefines how luxury travel is delivered through Europe Express. All right, and with that said, I will hand the mic over to Shannon to share more about Elevated Journeys.
Thank you so much, Kelsey. I love that video and can't get enough of it. Well, so I'm here to explain why you should recommend Elevated Journeys to your clients and really help you decide which client is the best fit for Elevated Journeys. So really, we're catering to those clients who want tailor-made, more of high-touch planning process and service throughout. So we start with a very detailed discovery process, usually a phone call, although we're open to video calls as well. Can also include your client or not, so it's totally up to you. But really the purpose of that call is to really understand your clients, their specific hobbies, their interests, their preference, any special requests, really gather all the details to help us create not only the experience they want, but also the wow moments throughout their travel experience. In addition to the 24/7 support team that you get with Europe Express, with Elevated Journeys, you and your clients are also going to have a dedicated trip concierge who you'll be introduced to once the trip is confirmed and who you will be working with from the time the trip is confirmed through the time they return from their travel. And your clients will also be introduced to the concierge about 30 days prior to travel as well, after you give the concierge your approval. So we really work together as a small team. So you can think of us as an extension of your team, myself or the Europe specialist that you're working with, the concierge, you, and then of course your client. We focus on 4.5 to 5-star luxury accommodations, but we're also very selective about what hotels that we are offering to your clients. So we look for more boutique style hotels, hotels with character. A lot of times they're locally owned, sometimes family run, may have been a historic property converted into a hotel. So really thinking about the hotels being part of the overall experience as well. And with the tours, we focus on only private or small group tours. Of course, some self-exploring options with direction from us and the concierge as well, and really trying to find ways to create those wow moments. Again, that discovery call is very important to understand how we can do that. With Elevated Journeys, we do not have the breakdown of component level pricing. We have bundled pricing only. Makes it very clear, less of a price focused, more focused on the experience overall, but still with those same commission levels that you're used to with Europe Express. Excuse me. Everything the same in terms of your commission levels and how commission is paid out, just bundled pricing for you and your clients. And then to help qualify your clients, you could consider $750 per person per day minimum, just to understand if this particular client fits within the investment level for Elevated Journeys. We also require a 4-night minimum hotel stay in order to book the clients with Elevated Journeys as well. Go ahead to the next slide, please. So what are the differences? I'll quickly run through a quick breakdown. Of course, I mentioned, of course, with Elevated Journeys, you're still getting the Europe Express 24/7 support for emergencies and other issues during travel. But in addition, the dedicated concierge is also available to you and your clients during travel, during normal business hours. So after business hours is when your clients would reach out to the 24/7 support team. And another thing to note is the concierge is located in Europe, so will be on the same or similar time zone as the destination where your clients are traveling, which is really helpful to you and your clients. In addition, the concierge can assist with restaurant recommendations, dinner reservations, which a lot of times we would discuss this pre-travel as well and get that done for your clients before they depart for their trip. Can offer assistance in terms of general logistics about how to navigate around the city where they're staying if they're not part of an organized tour, et cetera, et cetera. So really there to kind of handhold, make your clients feel fully supported throughout. Also assist you since they'll be in the same time zone as your clients and will be more readily available. I already touched on the accommodations and experiences. We also talked about the trip planning approach. So, you know, all of us here at Europe Express are Europe specialists and take a more consultative approach. But again, with Elevated Journeys, we also invite you to include your client in that initial discovery session or for the proposal review as well. For pre-travel touch points, again, as opposed to the travel agent support team, you'll be working with your dedicated trip concierge. And then for transfers and logistics, with Elevated Journeys, all of the transfers are going to be executive level transfers, and we're always including transfers unless the hotel is within walking distance of a train station, for instance, where it wouldn't make sense to have that transfer. They can just pop right across the street to their hotel. But again, all executive level transfers will be included with unlimited wait time, because the concierge and the supplier will be monitoring. When to recommend Elevated Journeys. So again, travelers are really seeking that high-level white glove type of service. They want really highly curated experiences. So As Kelsey mentioned, you as an advisor have access to a lot of our curated products already through the travel agent portal. With Elevated Journeys, I'm finding that we are working a lot more with our bespoke team to create these highly customized experiences and off the beaten path locations, or really specific requests, such as planning a proposal in Lake Como, and we helped with the logistics and connecting him with a photographer, and planning out the whole day for them and really curating that day to make it truly special. Also on the high end level of travel, we've worked with a client who wanted to create a really special birthday celebration for his wife, which included a Rolls-Royce transportation in Paris with a private fashion counselor and a really personalized high-end shopping day for his wife. So those are the type of experiences that we create with Elevated Journeys that aren't readily available in our database, but that we can offer for your more discerning clients. These clients also value very seamless hands-off planning process. So they're typically not the clients who are okay with just figuring things out on their own and wanting more free time to explore. They want everything set up for them in advance, so they really don't have to think about it. They just kick back and enjoy the travel experience. A lot of clients come to us with Elevated Journeys who are celebrating a milestone. So again, like I mentioned, could be a proposal travel experience, or a honeymoon, or 60th birthday celebration, or multi-generational family trips that are more high-end and luxury. And these are, of course, clients that have a more luxury to premium travel budget, who are looking at the experience as opposed to focusing solely on the price of the experience. Okay, Kelsey, go ahead. So I'd like to highlight the Trip Concierge for a minute, and just the benefits that not only we understand that comes with the Trip Concierge service, but also that advisors and clients have provided feedback on post-travel as well, that the Trip Concierge really gives you and your clients a peace of mind, that someone is there to answer questions, provide support, find quick resolutions if something does happen during travel. The Trip Concierge is also looking for ways to surprise and delight throughout the process. So one example, the Trip Concierge had a pre-travel call with the client, and she voiced her concerns about her kids being bored with going to these fancy dinners every night during their trip. So he worked with their hotel in Edinburgh to create this family game night at the hotel where they stayed in. They had a Monopoly game, which was Edinburgh version of Monopoly, and they had snacks and beverages, and just created a fun night for the parents and the kids. And I know that they really enjoyed, and that was one of the highlights of their trip for everyone. So again, just trying to find ways to elevate your client's travel experience, whether it's just being there when they're needed, or providing ways to delight and surprise, or thinking of things that we can add to the trip that will really enhance the overall experience. Okay, next slide, please. So this is just a quick sample of some preferred hotels. Of course, we work with 4- and 5-star level hotels. Again, it's a more curated, very selective process, and the type of hotels that we use. You can go ahead and click through this, Kelsey. And we do receive some requests for hotels, but oftentimes our product team is really great at locating really unique hotels to offer to our clients that, again, contribute to the overall experience. Okay, go ahead, next slide. So just a little bit of itinerary inspiration. If you can go ahead to the next slide. This is just a 9 nights in Switzerland, and I just want to highlight some of the things that stand out to help you understand, kind of what these trips look like. So again, private transfers everywhere from airport to the train station, crafting some very unique, memorable experience like a sunset tour in the mountains with a picturesque dinner overlooking Lake Zurich, a private tour to a 12th century Benedictine monastery, followed by a gondola to the peak of Mount Titlis. All really just kind of mind-blowing type of experiences, ones that you're not going to forget. And unforgettable private chocolate making. So again, trying to combine scenery with cultural experiences and some history. So really just bringing the destination and all it has to offer together for these clients. Okay, go ahead to the next slide. So we're just going to highlight some testimonials that we've received from clients and advisors who've had recent trips with us. And in blue is kind of what I wanted to highlight in general. And what our goals are with Elevated Journeys is to exceed expectations, be quick to respond to emails and calls, both to advisors and clients, taking care of every little detail so that you and your clients feel like you're truly cared for and cared about. And that truly is the substance of Elevated Journeys, is having that caring nature to want every trip to exceed expectations every single time, for your trips to come back just mind blown that this was the best trip ever and they can't wait to plan their next one, and to help you impress your clients that you made this happen for your clients. That's our ultimate goal. Go ahead, next slide, please. Again, this is from an advisor. My clients were thrilled, which makes it so am I. Again, that's what we strive for. We want your clients to be happy with the service that you're providing, and we're there to help you make it happen. This is a little testimonial to one of our trip concierges, Lakshay, that the TA really enjoyed working with him and felt that having him in contact directly with her clients was a big positive in her mind. It was a positive for her and a positive for her clients. Go ahead to the next slide. Again, being quick to respond. So we know communications is key. We never want to leave you, wondering if we're working on what you asked us to. Never want your clients to feel like they're not being heard or not being responded to. So again, we want to be quick to respond, even if it's just to give a quick update to say we're still working on it. Sorry, it's taking so long, but here's the reason X, Y, and Z. So communications is key. But for your clients, during travel, if they have a question or something pops up, having someone to get the answer for them so they don't have to worry and they don't have to figure out how to get the answer themselves. They liked having someone check in with them every step of the way to make sure things were going well, surprising them with sweet treats at every stop. So again, the surprising and delight, that's a huge part of Elevated Journeys, and really just making things seem very seamless so that your clients could just enjoy the travel experience. Next slide, please. And I believe this is the last one. I truly appreciate you helping me look good. Again, that's the ultimate goal with Europe Express and with Elevated Journeys, is to help you impress your clients and have them coming back to you over and over again because they were impressed, their expectations were exceeded, and their travel experience was fabulous. Okay, I think that should cover it. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shannon. I am now rethinking all of my future travel plans, so we'll have to talk. But before we get to our Q&A, I want to share some resources and recent news. We have made some updates to our website that we're really excited about, so we want to make sure you've got access to all the resources and support you need at your fingertips. But first and foremost, this year we did roll out our very first travel advisor reward program called Passport to Perks. So every booking that travels earns you perks and points towards the next level of Passport to Perks. So you can see here the 4 different tiers: Ambassador, Insider, Expert, and Elite. And a great thing about Passport to Perks is we designed it to make it easy for you to accrue and cash in on your points, whether that is cash back or travel credit. You can opt in for either. And there's no registration on your part. You don't have to log your booking numbers, sign up for it manually. You are automatically enrolled as an advisor registered with Europe Express, and you will be accruing these benefits with every single booking that travels. So some great benefits. It's a wonderful time to start booking with Europe Express and Elevated Journeys. And Elevated Journeys is just going to get you to these tiers even faster. Now, when you're logged into Europe Express as an advisor, so you got to make sure it shows that My Account there on the top right. That's how you know you're logged in. You'll always see a rewards tab at the top of the screen, and that will bring you to your personalized Passport to Perks kind of landing page. So this is updated in real time. You don't have to do any of the math to figure out how many points you have or what the percentage and the cat. You don't have to think about any of that. It's all updated in real time for you right here, so you know exactly what travel cash you have in the bank or cashback options, however you want to take advantage of those benefits. But all of this starts with registration. So if you are new to Europe Express, be sure to register, even if you don't have a booking waiting in the wings. Usually our registration processes in 24 hours or less, so it's not a long waiting time, but always better to have you logged in, registered, and good to go, so you're all set when you do have those quote requests coming through. And when you do have those quotes to send our way, there's 4 different ways that you can request a quote with us at Europe Express. We recognize that being a travel advisor is not a 9 to 5 clock in, clock out type of career anymore. And so we want to give options that work for your individual business needs and the hours in which you operate your business. So you can always email us at either newquote@europeexpress.com or elevatedjourneys@europeexpress.com. We do have a request form on our website as well. So if you want some prompts, a little bit more guidance of what information we need to get started, all of those prompts are there on the web request form. You can just fill it out and that'll get sent our way. And then you know that we've got all the information we need to get started. If it's a destination you know you're really well yourself, or maybe it's a stopover or a pre-cruise extension, they just need a couple nights in Barcelona and then they're off and away on their cruise, you can always build it yourself in our agent booking portal. Or you can always give us a call, especially if you're new to Europe Express or maybe new to selling Europe. We would love to have a conversation with you, understand your business and your business goals, make sure that you're paired up with a Europe specialist that can be your kind of go-to point person for any of your bookings going forward. We love kind of matchmaking in that way. We see great results and wonderful advisors like building their business with us. And a big key to that success is having a specialist that they know on a first name basis, understand how your clients travel. So I think a great way to kind of kickstart that process is to give us a call. Now, if you're eager to experience Europe Express, we do offer FAM rates for advisors. So you do have advisor exclusive discounts that you could take advantage of if you want to plan your own trip to Europe, or maybe you're going to be, overseas for a conference or river cruise. Definitely let us know if you'd like to travel with us. We're happy to apply that travel advisor discount for you. And on the tech side, we have launched a couple really new, exciting initiatives to make it easier to work with Europe Express. We have launched text messaging, so you can opt in for real-time booking support and advisor updates. This is for you and your Europe specialist, not your client. So absolutely opt in for that if that would be a benefit to your business. We find advisors who are, traveling a lot, they're in different time zones. It's so nice to have that touch point right there on their phone to make sure that everything stays on track with their bookings. And we also launched what we call our TA toolkit. So this is a online portal where you can access and download social media assets to help you build your Europe business. These aren't branded Europe Express or Elevated Journeys. They're all created just for you to have some options in your back pocket if you're building your business on social media or just want to start advertising and inspiring your clients to travel to Europe. Definitely check out our TA toolkit. You can download those photos and video assets, add them to Facebook, Instagram. They're formatted for all the platforms wherever you promote your business. So make sure to check that out as well. Now, I want to make sure that you can connect with your business development manager. Let them know that Shannon and Kelsey sent you. So we want you to make sure you're working with your business development manager in the state where you are physically located. So if you're in Utah, but you work for maybe a host agency based out of Texas or Florida, you are working with the West Coast BDM. We want them to be able to, physically connect and help you as needed to build your business. So make sure to check out europeexpress.com/sales team and introduce yourself to your business development manager. If you do have a phone handy or something that can snap a QR code, this QR code will also take you to a handy kind of quick links landing page where you can access registration, connect with your BDM, and a few other handy resources right at your fingertips. All right, well, thank you so much, everyone, for your attendance today. We are so excited to finally have Elevated Journeys out in the world. The question box is open, so we'll go ahead and shift gears and see what questions that we can help answer. Let me see. Oh, Janelle asked, where do we find the social media content? Yes, let me pop a link for that. Give me just a moment here and I will happily send that link your way. Sorry, guys. Thanks for your patience. I have too many tabs open. Okay, so I just shared that link with everyone. So if you look in the question box, you'll be able to access that travel advisor toolkit as and when you'd like to. All right, so Kenneth asked, when contacting Europe Express, do we ask for elevated journeys or will the Europe specialist advise based on the itinerary request? Shannon, do you have any insight on that?
Yes, if this is your first time working with Elevated Journeys, I recommend emailing the request to elevatedjourneys@europeexpress.com. That way you'll be connected with one of the Europe specialists working with Elevated Journeys. And then from that point forward, you are welcome to work directly with that Europe specialist for all Elevated Journeys requests. And then if you are currently working with a Europe specialist with Europe Express, custom FIT, you can continue working with that person for the custom FIT requests as well.
Very good to know. So in an instance where maybe I have a Europe specialist and we've been, working on bookings together and we identify a client that actually, with the price point and their expectations, they might be a better fit for Elevated Journeys. Can we kind of facilitate that handover to Elevated Journeys from custom FIT?
Yes, absolutely, and vice versa. If we're contacted first and it seems like the client would be a better fit for custom FIT, then we'll connect the advisor with the custom FIT Europe specialist as well. So yeah, we work together behind the scenes and want to make sure that we match you and your client to the right travel style for sure.
Perfect. A question about the kind of surprise and delight and the gifts that we're able to facilitate for Elevated Journeys clients. An advisor's asking, who do the gifts and surprises come from to my clients? I'm guessing, will it say, from your travel advisor, or will it say, from your concierge?
Yeah, so the advisor is welcome to send whatever they want written on the note to the concierge, who will work directly with the hotel. In those cases where we're putting, surprises and delights in the hotel room, for instance, it'll be a note from the travel advisor in partnership with, and to be honest, I'm not sure if it says in partnership with Europe Express or Elevated Journeys or Elevated Journeys by Europe Express. But either way, of course, the travel advisor is first and foremost, and then in partnership with us.
Love it. All right, another question. What's the average turnaround time for an Elevated Journeys quote, say if it's about a week long, 7 or 8 night trip?
Yeah, that really depends on how many bespoke requests that we have to work with our product team to reach out to specific flyers or suppliers to create. So it's really mostly dependent on that. Typically, I tell advisors 2 to 3 business days, but of course, I've had some that have taken longer because it's a very highly customized itinerary that we're having to, really craft each experience individually versus being able to pull from our database of curated products. So it's really mostly dependent on how many custom experiences we have in the itinerary. But I would say typically no more than a week, but on average 2 to 3 business days is our turnaround time.
Nice. Does Elevated Journeys do premium economy or business or first class air?
Yes, all of the above.
Awesome. We got another question about castle experiences. I don't know if that means like a private tour or perhaps a hotel stay. I think the answer is yes anyway, but Shannon?
Yes, we do both. And of course, it depends on the destination and if there are castle stays available. But yes, we've done, castle stays, private tours, even like driver guides if it's a multi-day sightseeing itinerary that includes a stop at a castle. Yeah, so lots of different castle experiences that we can craft for your clients.
Beautiful. And I know with some of the unique kind of boutique stays like castles or a villa, we do only contract with properties that have staff on site 24/7. Is that the case with Elevated Journeys as well?
Yes, we follow the
Okay.
same policy as Europe Express.
Okay. All right. Next question. Oh, so this might be something we need to take offline, but based on the Switzerland itinerary that was shared, that 8-night trip, how much is there a ballpark estimate of what an Elevated Journeys trip of that nature would cost?
Uh, that that's a really hard.
Yeah.
I, I mean, I would just say, based on a 750 per person per day for a 9-night trip, that would be roughly 15,000 without airfare included, just to kind of give you an idea.
Yeah,
15,000 total. So yeah.
for land. Yeah, so that's a good estimate. That's 750 per day. I think
Yeah.
is a good guideline. When
Yes.
you're kind of figuring out if your client's a good fit for custom FIT or Elevated Journeys.
Exactly. And that could
Yeah.
be higher, depending on the hotels included, the number of private tours, or it could be lower if it's a family of, 4, for instance, and, the per person amount reduces because obviously you're splitting private transfers and private tours among 4 people versus 2. So yeah, it fluctuates, but that 750 per person per day is a good general guideline.
Perfect. And talking about a family traveling, I'm guessing, even at the Elevated Journeys level, we can absolutely still book for, families with young children and experiences that are more family friendly too.
Absolutely. I'm working on an itinerary right now with a new parents traveling with a 1-year-old. So, it helps for sure if you're a parent yourself, you can understand how travel differs. And so, yeah, I'm basing my recommendations on, what would be family friendly that the parents could still enjoy, giving them maximum flexibility. That if the child is not cooperating, that they have the ability to, cut an experience short, for instance. So yeah, those are all things that we consider when building these itineraries specifically for families.
That's awesome. Yeah, fun for the whole family can be a tricky thing to implement, but I know we can do
Yes,
it.
absolutely.
All right, a great question about qualifying a client. This is such an important part of the process, regardless of its custom FIT groups or Elevated Journeys. Are there any questions that you recommend asking your clients, or you recommend advisors ask their clients? Shannon, they have their own list when qualifying, but if there anything they should add to that qualifying questions list to, make sure
Mhm.
they're a good fit for elevated journeys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think number one, if it's a new client to them, understanding their past travel history is key. So asking questions about, some of the best travel experiences they had, but also experiences that they want to avoid to understand, what's going to be most important to them. Understanding, not, in terms of budget, sometimes it's hard to have that conversation, but a good way to phrase that is, what is your comfort in terms of investment level, and how do you want to spend that vacation investment? What's going to be most important to you, the experiences, the types of hotels, the star level of the hotels, especially when they are a little bit more budget conscious. And I want to touch on that. Budget conscious doesn't necessarily eliminate someone from being a good fit for elevated journeys, um, but it's understanding if your clients see the value in the higher level of service, having everything planned for them, wanting the, the entire travel experience, versus being a more independent traveler. So I would just, think about how you're phrasing questions in terms of budget, um, understanding what their top priorities are, and, really having a good sense of their overall preferences and what's going to be most important to them.
That's great advice. And I think too, with some of the surprise and delight, that might not necessarily be travel related, if they're really into wine or, have a particular interest, music fan, something like that. I think, qualifying clients asking about, passions and hobbies outside of travel, I think could be an important element. It just, gives more ammunition for the concierge, to surprise and delight.
Absolutely. And that's really important. In one conversation that I had planning a trip for a family, the daughter was a really big Youngblood fan, a musician, for those who don't know. And in my research, I found that there was going to be a concert in Manchester if they were able to travel a month earlier. So I reached out to the travel advisor and, let her know about that. And, unfortunately, those dates weren't going to work because of school commitments, things like that. But those are the things that we look for. We want those type of details so that we can do our own research and really find some cool experiences for your clients.
That's amazing. That'd be so cool to go to a concert over in Europe while on vacation. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, Jeanette has a question about turnaround time for private groups. Jeanette, happy to reach out to you offline. We do have a whole team of private groups experts that are going to be better qualified than me to answer that question, but we'll make sure you get answers there. Another question, the 750 per day just for accommodation, or is that inclusive of like sightseeing and transfers as well? I believe it is inclusive of any land.
Yes, the total land
Yeah.
package with hotels, yeah, sightseeing, transfers.
Awesome. Okay, let me see. Are there any questions I'm missing? Thank you so much for your questions. This has been wonderful to really, shine a light and kind of talk through more of the details of elevated journey. So that is all the questions we have currently. I'll stall for a second or two. If anyone else has a question that they would like to throw in the chat, happy to answer while we have Shannon's expertise right here on the line. Here we go. Um, when presenting an initial proposal to a client, can we include a normal, like a custom FIT and an elevated journeys package? I think those would need to be worked on by two separate individuals. So I would say probably not. Shannon, any thoughts there?
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, at this time, we don't have the ability to create two versions of a proposal without creating each one from scratch. Um, but if your client is kind of borderline, what I suggest and what I think is always a good idea is to do a review, just myself and you or the Europe specialists and you once the proposal is ready before sending to your clients, so you can have an idea of what's included, you know your clients best. So is this really going to be more than what they're willing to spend, or would it scare them off? If so, we can convert that to a custom FIT, but we just don't have the ability to have two separate versions of the proposal without, it has to be one or the other, basically.
Okay, that makes sense. Another question came through about do clients get to meet their concierge prior to travel?
Yes, about 30 days prior to travel, actually a little bit before, what's going to happen is the concierge is going to reach out to you, the travel advisor, with a link to Travefy that will have their documents. So if you're not familiar with the Travefy app, it's a really convenient app where you can upload travel itineraries and documents. So any vouchers that are needed will be in there. And that's for your clients to have direct access to their entire travel itinerary and any vouchers that they need without having to carry around a stack of papers. So that's exclusive to Elevated Journeys right now, is the use of the Travefy app. So the concierge will do that for you, send you the link to review, so that, if there's anything that needs to be updated, you can have the concierge update it before sending it to your clients. And then at that point is when your concierge will ask for approval to reach out to your clients directly. So you can either send an email to introduce the concierge, or at that point, he or she can send an email and introduce themselves and copy you on it. And they will schedule either a voice call or a video call with your clients, and you can be part of that call as well, to review the final itinerary, answer any questions that they might have, and just make sure that they're fully prepared to depart for their trip. And then also to explain his or her role, hours when they're traveling, things like that.
Amazing. Another question from Sarah. If a client would maybe want a day or two to explore alone, not have any, pre-booked or planned activities, is that still fine with Elevated Journeys?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with that, it's important to make sure your clients are comfortable navigating, cities on their own and public transportation. But the concierge is also there to help navigate that as well. So, for instance, I had clients traveling to Paris who wanted to go to the flea markets, and the concierge was very familiar with the flea markets in Paris. And he's like, oh, of course, I can give them some tips and recommendations, but that was something they're going to do on their own, but then also still with some insight and recommendations from the concierge. So we're there to help kind of, let them explore on their own, but also if they need some, some support or assistance, that's what we're here for as well.
Awesome. That's luxury to me, have some time, to kind of explore independently as well. But with that, safety net, you've got that concierge in your back pocket the whole time. All right. Amy had a question about kind of behind the scenes or after hours type experiences, like, accessing museums and sightseeing destinations like the Sistine Chapel before it opens to the public.
Yeah, so with some of our preferred suppliers, we do have access to those more exclusive type experiences. Of course, along with that is I would say, in the higher end of a luxury budget. So for instance, experiencing the closing up of the Tower of London after hours, things like that. Absolutely, we do have options for that. We just come to us with those options, and then we'll see if we have a preferred supplier that's able to follow through with that specific request.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Let's see. Oh, question about viewing this presentation again. Absolutely. We have a webinar library on europeexpress.com. You do need to be logged in as an advisor to access it. All of the good stuff, all the resources and tools are just for our advisors. So once you're logged in, you'll be able to jump into our webinar library, and you can view the recording of this webinar and many other trainings whenever you like. We are also in the process of launching a YouTube channel. So we have started to upload some other training materials as well to YouTube. So check back there. I'm sure we'll be getting some Elevated Journeys training and information loaded on YouTube as well. Question about the Amalfi Coast, Shannon. Are there any like resorts, any preferred partner accommodations that we work with, just to give a sense of the service level?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, there's so many great options on the Amalfi Coast. Of course, Le Agave in Positano is a great option for luxury clients who want to stay in Positano. Um, and I'm blanking on the one that's on the Amalfi Coast. It was a monastery before. I'm blanking on the name of it. Beautiful property, just like about 5 or 10 minute walk from the town of Amalfi, but set up on the rocks. Sorry, blanking on the name of that one. We use a lot of hotels in Sorrento as well. Some great 5-star options in Sorrento. And again, these are for Sorrento is a great option for luxury travelers who don't want to pay the price tag to stay in Positano and Amalfi, but still want to have access to it. So we have some great properties in Sorrento as well.
Amazing. All right, I'm just sending out instructions to find the webinar library on europeexpress.com. So that's all accessible. Yeah, I can't do a direct link because you need to be logged in as an advisor to europeexpress.com. So, if I can send you the link, but it's just going to tell you to log in. So that is the best way to get to webinar details. Again, YouTube as well. You can always access our library as we continue to build it. A question about travel insurance. Will the amount the travel protection covers be increased to reflect the higher cost? Right now, trip interruption reimburses at a max of 10K per person. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Christy, happy to take that offline. We'll get that question answered for you. I assume, that there is an option for travel protection to be, more fully inclusive. So we'll make sure to get back to you on that. Um, let's see. Another question about kind of figuring out who's a good fit for custom FIT versus elevated journeys, asking, would it be best to start with a well-crafted FIT itinerary and then mention the option to upgrade to an elevated journeys trip? I assume no, because it's not really an upgrade. We do build everything from scratch, so these would be, fully separate quotes, not just the same itinerary with a nicer hotel, right, Shannon?
Right. Yeah, exactly. They're two different processes. And, I would say with the travel style, um, I would, if the client is on the border, but more price focused, I would say they're probably best suited for custom FIT. And I did remember the name of the hotel in Amalfi, Anantara Convento di Amalfi. Great option in Amalfi. And then one of my favorite 5-star options in Sorrento is Bellevue Serene. So just to give you an idea.
So let's see. Question about reaching out for a quote. Can we build the quotes ourselves or do we need to call? I think for elevated journeys, we do want a phone call, have that discovery call with you.
Yeah, absolutely. With elevated journeys, the discovery call is definitely the first step. And then because yeah, we go through a different process in building the quotes. So definitely with elevated journeys, a call is a necessary step.
Perfect.
Now, I will say, once you've worked with Elevated Journeys and you've established a relationship with your Europe specialist for Elevated Journeys, I know a lot of like the advisors I've worked with for a while now, they understand what information I need and I understand, what they look for and their clients. And honestly, a lot of times they're bringing me like repeat clients who've traveled with us. So once we get to that point, sometimes a call isn't necessary. And email is fine because I know that travel advisors are traveling themselves and are juggling multiple things and sometimes multiple jobs. So yeah, so we definitely can get to the point where if just emailing is easier and you understand the process and know what information we need, that's fine. But definitely for the first request, phone call is definitely necessary.
Makes sense. All right. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you, everyone, for all of your excellent questions. We hope you're as excited about elevated journeys as we are. And huge thank you to Shannon for sharing your expertise and your passion. We're so excited to have elevated journeys out in the world.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.